We are drinking from the garden hose. Remember to go ahead, like us, follow us wherever you see us. Leave comments on Apple, iTunes, Spotify. We're there. Google, we're everywhere. Go ahead, like us, rate us, join us on future episodes. Ed, we have an exciting show planned for this week. I think it had something to do with your brother's vacation. Not sure how that worked out, but Ed, how are you?
I'm doing great, Obi. I'm a little thrown off. You got like music playing in the background. Are we upgrading our technology here or something?
Just a little bit. I told you I had one surprise for you. That's number one, and we'll see if we get to number two, depending upon how the show goes.
I hope number two doesn't take me off my game like this. I can't think with this music going. Jesus, I lost my chain of thought.
Oh, already? Okay.
Already. It's gonna be a hell of an episode.
Well, we are cranky old men in training, and part of that means losing our memories.
I don't like change either, Obi.
Yeah, very cranky. I can see it already. We got the anger juices going. This is gonna be a good episode.
Yeah. So you mentioned my brother's vacation. So I think we got to go down this social media, internet path. We got to talk about that because when my family goes. All right, what's going on with this goddamn music?
All right, I'm gonna stop the music. It's
I can't
breaking you too much.
I can't.
I would like the fans of the show to reach out to us privately on social media or in the comments and let us know if you like the background music. Maybe we can find something more to Ed's liking.
I feel like you're trying to like bed me or something. Like you're trying to sex me up with that music. I mean that's like
brown cow.
Yeah, I mean that's the type of music. Like I used to have a lady over and put it on and think that would actually like seduce her. I mean,
hey, this ain't Enigma, man. It wasn't Enigma.
I'm just like losing my mind now. I used to play Marvin Gaye. I used to think that would like set the tone, Nothing like a good old.
You were right.
Nothing like a good old Marvin Gaye tune.
It probably helped once or twice. You didn't even know.
Who knows? But so here's the deal: like the internet and social media. So where do I even start? I guess we'll start with this most recent week of is actually almost like 3 weeks of torture. So, and then we're going to get into the internet a little bit too, in my origins with my complaints about that. And so my parents are on social media, right? They're on Facebook and they're on Snapchat, right? And my parents recently went on vacation. They took like a 3-week vacation. They drove down to Florida. They stopped at a lot of different places on the way to Florida, spent a week at Disney, then went on a cruise for a week, and then took the auto train home. Now, how do I know this? Well, I know this because every day of the trip, my mother would send me multiple Snapchats to make sure I knew exactly what was going on in her life. And even every drink she took, I think, everything that she did was fun. I got a Snapchat about it. Meanwhile, I'm at work and my life is miserable and I get to see margaritas after margaritas.
Well, it's good for you to, first of all, know you're basically, other than your father, your mother's best friend, because she's Snapchatting you. I mean, so congratulations on that. I'm sure she'll correct us in the comments if I'm wrong, but if you're getting all those Snapchats from your mother, you're congratulations. So that, look on the bright side there. But yes, there's nothing worse than seeing somebody else's good time while you're stuck in your basement or your whatever your office is in these days. Or even worse, you have to go to the office, so you had to commute to the office and then sit with people who half of them you like, half of them you don't like, whatever that situation is. And then here comes a picture of your mother's perfectly made Disney margarita because everything at Disney is perfect. And yeah, you're fucked. You can't help it. You're fucked.
Yeah, pretty much. And then my brother and sister-in-law try to get in on the act, and they start sending me Snapchats of their drinks. And so, of course, my response is, I hope it's watered down. And then I find out, no, it was a double pour. So then I go, well, I hope it makes you pee a lot. So like, but here's the ultimate revenge. I'm going on vacation in a few weeks. And wait till they get a load of my Snapchats.
Okay, that's one way to play it. The other way to play it is to completely forget about them, not send them any Snapchats, and just be off the radar for 2 weeks. Your mother doesn't know what's happening with her beautiful grandchildren. Your brother doesn't know what's happening with his nieces. I mean, that's a different way to go about it. The ignore you, I'm not sending you nothing, and you know I'm having drinks because I'm implying I'm too drunk to even Snapchat. Just some friendly advice here.
Well, that's next level pettiness, Obi. That's for sure. But where's the fun in that?
All apologies, Mrs. Phillip.
Where's the fun in that though? If I don't get the the nasty remarks about, oh sure, you're having fun while I'm sitting home and it's snowing out. That's no fun.
I guess. I mean, my family's just completely different in that way to begin with. Like, I don't. My mom when my mom would go on vacation, like once a week while she was on vacation, like 10 pictures would show up on Facebook. That was how I even knew she was away, and B, where she was. And I'd have to go through the pictures to try to figure out the timeline. But yeah, I don't do that to my family, and my family doesn't do it to me. So that's what I figured. Give you that advice. If this is how we roll, maybe it will work for you. But yeah, it is next level pettiness. But you seem to actually enjoy it, is what you're saying. You're going. I think your pettiness is higher than mine because, like, now you guys have had your fun. You went to your races. You went on your cruise. It's colder now in February and March, and I'm having fun with my family.
Yeah, I think you're right. And you said something really interesting there, Obi. You said races. I didn't even mention races. So that's where this whole level of the internet and social media goes, right? The social media has turned into, and they talk about how bad it is for people's mental health, right? The whole fear of missing out, like because I've deducted social media is down into like 3 or 4 different.
But before you go on, just to be clear, I know that Ed's brother was at the Daytona 500 because he posted it on Facebook. But now go on. Just
That's right. So here's where there's like 4 buckets of people in social media, right? There's the person who's trying to sell something or get you to listen to their podcast, right? So I'm that person.
We didn't know anyone like that.
No. Right? So you got that, right? So you got the person who's only trying to sell you shit, right? Then you got the person who's just trying to show you how stupid they became since high school, right? By all the stuff they post. Like we all know that person, right? Like, oh my God, I can't believe this person's posting that again, right? And I thought they were actually smart, or I thought they weren't that shit crazy, right? But they are, right? So we all know those people. Then there's the person who just post memes all day long, and they're inappropriate memes, and every other meme is, hey, I just got back out of Facebook jail, right? So I think we all have that person, right?
The meme king, yes.
Then there's the people who want to tell you about everything they're doing in their life. So it used to start with they would take a picture of every meal, right? But then that got out of touch, right? Then, or they'll send every vacation they go on, or every time they go out to a bar. New thing now is, right, Wordle. Now I got to know every day that somebody got the Wordle day, the word, right? And I don't play Wordle. I don't even know what the freaking symbol means, but people post it every day, and apparently that means you got it. I don't know. It's the dumbest thing ever, and why you got to tell the whole world you play Wordle, I don't know.
Can I interrupt you for a second? I play Wordle every day. I've posted Wordle once. I don't need you to know how I'm doing on my Wordle.
Obi, mad respect.
I'm a Wordle player, but yeah, that drives me nuts. And then I got a friend, you know who you are if you're listening. You do Wordle and you do Worldle, and you post them together. I don't care that you were able to identify the country from a map. My geography sucks, and I know it.
Oh boy!
I go back to you.
So wait. There's a geography game that's going to start filling up my news feed this very soon.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think it's going to fill up because I don't think Americans are going to catch on to it. So they give you a picture of like the silhouette of a country, and you have to guess the country.
Oh yeah, Americans will never catch on to that because we don't even know what America looks like.
Right, exactly.
Let alone another country. All right, good. All right, so So that's kind of what I see on social media, right? But the Wordle is the biggest issue I have right now. And it was before Wordle, it was something else, I forget. But it's always something that people have to post, right?
Right. Yeah. When Facebook first started, so my Facebook first started, it was the mafia game. You wanted to get everybody in your mafia. Then it was your farming game. Like it started with games. And you had to show up on how you were doing in your game. We have a fraternity brother whose nickname escapes me. But he did give me, he's the one who gave my phone number to the guy down in Florida, and you know who would give that guy his number. So if you remember his nickname, drop it on us right now. But
Beaver.
he's what?
Beaver.
Yes, it was Beaver. Beaver just stopped being he announced that if you guys keep asking me to be in your games, I'm gonna stop being your friend on social media. He meant it. He stopped being my friend on Facebook. All due respect to him. He still every now and again hits me up some other way, but he was like, I'm done with all these people just posting stupid games. And that was before Wordle. That was before the people who wanted to show you how stupid they were every week were coming around.
Yeah. Then you have the then you have the oversharers, right? I didn't even get into those. Then I shouldn't know that you're having a rough marriage, right? I shouldn't know your marriage is on the rocks. I shouldn't know your girlfriend just left you. I shouldn't know that your kids are asses. Like I shouldn't know this stuff, but I know it about way too many people. So the
Right.
oversharer as well.
Your marriage should be perfect. Your children, I only want to know when they win sporting events, do well in the sporting event or whatever, do good in school. I want only the good news on my Facebook feed from you. If I need to know the bad news, that means we're close enough that you can share it in private.
Yeah, I would agree. And so that brings me to who I am on social media. I just like to brag. I just want to brag about stuff. I want to brag about Rutgers winning. I want to brag about my kids. I'm not going to tell you that I have to go to therapy or something like that, but I see that.
Look. Anyone who follows you on Facebook would say he's a seller. He's always trying to sell this podcast. And damn, his daughter's going to UConn on a full ride because that's all you share. There's Samantha making threes. Sorry, shouldn't say her name, but apologies. Let her name out there.
Well, softball's coming up soon, so you'll see the other one playing softball. Yeah, so it's all about sharing. It quite frankly, I don't have to I don't have to make phone calls to anybody. If I put stuff on Facebook, people should see it. Like, so my grandmother is on Facebook, right? So I don't have to talk to her a lot because it's on Facebook. That's how I look at it. So that's the beauty of social media. But let's go back to the beginning of the internet. So the internet, when it first came out, and Al Gore invented it at some point. I don't know exactly when he invented it, right? But I distinctly remember being in college, super senior year, so about 1995, and I remember fraternity brothers going down to the computer lab, which I never went to. I had a typewriter, but people went to the computer lab, and I'll never forget the reason guys in the fraternity house were going to the computer lab wasn't to type papers; it was to look at porn on the internet. And I remember thinking, this is the dumbest thing ever, that you got to walk down to the computer lab to look at porn when we have magazines, right? Like I just didn't get it, right? I think I missed the boat on that one, right? I mean, are there even magazines anymore?
I don't know if there's magazines. I know that in the house we lived in, there was enough magazines. I know though, before I joined the fraternity, when the internet was when you didn't have when you had only chat rooms, I met a girl on the internet, actually met up with her. So she was a real woman. But yeah, that's how old the internet is. As I recall, before Facebook, you had to you didn't know at all. Forget a fake picture. There was no picture. It was a couple of dots. And then, like you said, porn, and it took 10 minutes for that picture to show up. You're like,
see that I don't know, because I never went to the computer lab, and I'm not saying this because I'm like this high and mighty guy. I just thought it was such a fad, and I thought it was the dumbest thing ever to go to the computer lab to look at naked women.
I don't recall going to the computer lab to look at naked women, but I definitely looked at naked women on my computer when I had a computer in the house, and it was still a modem, and it was still.
So that was the other thing, right? So then it goes. Then I get out of college. I got out of college, and I didn't have a computer. I didn't have access to the internet for my first 2 years out of college. Then I got it at work. Then I got a job at, and I was like, oh my god, it comes with the internet. And I got my first email address, and then I still didn't have a home computer. I didn't have a home computer until I probably 5 years out of college. And then you would have to tell people, sorry, I couldn't answer the phone. I was on the internet.
Right. I'm sorry. I couldn't answer the phone. I was looking at pictures of naked women. Is really what they thought you were saying. Because why else could you not pick it up?
No, it still wasn't what I used the internet for. I'm telling you, I'm like such a late adopter of all these technology things.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to fully believe you that 5 years after college you were not looking at naked women on the internet, because at that point I thought that's all anybody did on the internet, except work. I mean, like I also had an email address at work. Well, I had a personal computer because I was a computer science major, and you had to use the internet to connect to the lab at school when you were at home or in your dorm. So that's why I had a computer before everyone else did.
And then I finally got that dial-up thing going on, right? And I was like, okay, now we get to play war games, like Matthew Broderick war games, right?
Right.
And I still don't know how you do that. Like, how did he get
No.
into that computer?
To this day, I have no idea how he got into that computer, other than he figured out the password was Joshua. That I remember. But boy, I mean, we are cranky old men. I mean, we are so old that Ed is claiming he didn't start using the internet for naked women. Meanwhile, our children, we didn't know what to do without the internet. I mean, it's the greatest way to ground my child is I go to my phone and everything that's his is connected to the internet. Disconnect. Like, yeah, sure, go outside and play because you're grounded. You're internet grounded, and I win.
Yeah, so you're right. I'm old and cranky. Obi, I never met a woman on the internet. I never did.
Okay.
That's how old I am. That's how old I am.
only met one.
Well, that's all right. So you're old, but not as old as me. That proves, right? I didn't use any apps.
Right.
Like these kids, and we've talked about this before. But these kids today, they're Snapchat and they're Instagram and they're whatever the hell else they're doing. They don't know what it's like to have to call someone or talk to them. I mean, I don't know. Life is probably too easy for these kids.
So, my wife has a friend, divorcee. My wife is ready for her to get back at it. I don't know if she's ready, but my wife is. So my wife opened up a dating app profile for her. So I've now been on a dating app for this woman who has not been interested in any men who are interested in her so far. But it is a strange experience on those apps for a woman. I mean, I don't know what it's like from the man's side, but all those complaints you hear about women and dating apps, I'm like, whoa. Well, and these are like, just stop it.
Yeah, well, I can just imagine, because think about how guys think when they're out at a bar, right? Just think about that, right? Like we were guys and we hang out with guys and we know what they're like, right? And they're at a bar and they don't have the nerve to go up and say the stuff they're thinking to the ladies at the bar. The app takes all of that away, and you got these Neanderthals just like, right? I mean, it's got to be crazy.
Absolutely. All that stuff that you're like, what do I say? How do I say? How do I break? No. Picture. Hey, baby. You're wondering. Jeez. And most of these guys, because she's our age, are our age. And let's think, I'm like, do you remember how hard that used to be? Like, you had to. Yeah.
I think the guy's got to be just playing the percentages. I think they got to figure, if I talk dirty to 100 women, one of them's going to say yes.
Right. Like that's it. That I think you're right. I think they are just throwing out lures. And and they're hoping for the best.
Yeah,
so,
I don't get it. I don't get I mean, I guess I do get the dating app, but I can't be dealing with that crap.
No. I'll be in trouble if I have to get back out there because I mean I'm decent with the phone and the apps, but that's gonna be a whole new world. Like, whoo.
Well, I think my biggest problem if I have to go back out there is what picture I use. I mean, clearly I got to be like those obituaries these days. Like you go on an obituary, right? And you're like, "Wow, that's a good-looking woman. I can't believe she died so young." And then you read like she was born in 1910. I'm like, "What the hell did they get that picture from?" You're like, and I think that my dating app picture would probably be from when I was 16 years old, probably. Probably best I ever
Right,
looked.
well, look, any good picture I have of myself now is with my wife, right? I mean, it's not like I'm anywhere with like she dumped me. Don't I look good? She dumped me.
Yeah, see, but that could work because you're back on the market. Although
Yeah, right.
there's probably a lot of guys on dating apps that actually still have their wives.
That's a whole nother thing. Yes, that may or may not be going on. I don't know. I
Well,
none of the
there was a whole website devoted to that.
yes, there
What
was
was the name of it? It was
Ashley
Madison,
Madison.
Ashley Madison, right? It was on Howard Stern all the time. So there was a
Yeah,
whole app devoted to, yeah, I'm married, but let's go hook up. Like that's
right.
amazing too. And the only reason it fell apart is because somebody hacked the database and leaked everybody's names.
Yes, yeah. Boom. Not only they leak it, they made a website for it. Like so many stuff is leaked, you can't. It's like, oh, it's out there. No, here's my website.
You imagine you're some guy thinking like you're the smartest guy in the world. You got Ashley Madison. You're like living the life. All of a sudden, your name's on a website. Gotta be a bad
I
day
knew
for
he
you.
was cheating on me.
That's gotta be a
Your
bad
Honor,
day. Better
Your
yet,
Honor.
better yet, you're a multimillionaire with no prenup. You're thinking you're getting
Yes.
away with something, and now you're on a website, and now you just lost half your money. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, that's some bad luck.
Well, I don't know about that. You
Right.
kind of put yourself in that position, but
True, true. You're right. It's not bad luck. It's just you were worried about your personal bank accounts being hacked. That
what
nope. Now
one
you
could
lost
say is,
half.
yeah, one could say it's karma. I'm not sure if it's bad luck. It's probably karma.
Right. You were like, well, she'll never get into the accounts. She doesn't know those passwords. I just have to keep changing them. No one's hacking into those bank accounts. Half gone.
Yeah, and you would think the judge would probably tack on a you're an idiot fee too. So it would be like half
Right.
plus the idiot fee.
Half plus hassle.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of hassle there. So Obi, where's this other surprise?
Well, so the other surprise I had was a subject. We're going to take a left-hand turn here. So somebody suggested to me a subject that we could talk about that's timely and that you and I probably don't care about, and that is the royal family in England.
Oh,
Do you
Jesus.
have
How that is on how that floods my news feed is beyond me. Like I could care less. So the queen apparently has COVID. Like, why do I need to know that? And apparently she's still working. She's 95 years old. What the hell does she do to work?
look? If you're 95 and the queen, you think the only thing that I would want to do is drink tea, eat crumpets, and avoid the COVID? Like that would be all I'm doing. Like I'm with you. And I think this is a big year. I think it's like a 75th year of her reign, or she'll be setting the longest reign ever, or something. There's something happening. You see how well informed I am, which was the point of somebody suggesting we talk about this. But it's a big year for her. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. I'm with
And then
you.
and then you got Charles over there who's been wanting to be king forever, and his mom just keeps on going and going. And now she gets the COVID, and he's probably first of all 2 years ago he's probably thinking, wow, the COVID could just take care of this for me, right? So then
Right.
she finally gets it after 2 years. She finally gets COVID, and it's a mild case, and she keeps working. That guy's got to be beside himself. Like, what the hell do I got to do to be king? He's gonna get
Oh
COVID
no,
and die
that
before
guy's
she does.
exactly. He's going. I'm a man. The odds are she's going to keep going, and that stupid kid of mine is going to be king, and I'm just going to get skipped. Like he's got to be feeling that way. Again, I don't know what a king does other than walk around. None of them wear crowns. It'd really be cool if they were wearing like gold heavy crown like in the movies, but they're not doing that.
Well,
Like,
the best
unless
is
it, well,
Charles puts on that army uniform like he ever did anything tough in his life, you know?
he ran the army.
He might
Go kill some people for me.
Prince Charles might be the biggest Poindexter, right? I mean, that guy, he is that there's nothing cool about that guy, right? And he's about to be a king, and he's not even cool. You know, back in the old days, to be a king, then you have to be like tough. Like I watched Lion King. You had to be tough to be the king, right?
Well, I don't know if you had to be tough, but I mean, I do think there was a certain amount of barbarity that went on with, like, Alexander the Great was out there on the field of battle, and I think Charlemagne was out there on the field of battle. So at least in the low numbers, you had to people didn't just follow you unless you were out there leading the way. That's certainly not happening anymore. When the redheaded brother decided to join the army, and then they're like, oh, nobody can know he's there. Meanwhile, when his great grandfather joined the army, he's like, I am here first. So the time have changed.
Meanwhile, the redhead guy, I think his name's Harry. That guy's a real man. That guy went to Afghanistan. Like, he's a real man. He's such a real man. He can't even be part of that family anymore. He had to leave. Like his dad is like, listen, me and your brother are kind of dorks over here. So although the brother, this was what money will do for you. The brother's a dork, right? What's his name? William? That guy? He's got the
Harry
Willie. Right? Harry's the cool one. Harry's the cool one that's with Meghan, who everyone hates, right? Because the whole racism thing. But then you got William, who married Kate, right? And Kate is attracted to money, obviously, right? If we look at her, right, we could say she's attracted to money because William got the bald spot. He's looking like his dad. Every day goes by. We know Diana was attracted to money because look at Charles, right?
Right.
Yeah, I could go on and see. You didn't think I knew about this royal family. I just think it's a fault.
I think you're doing great. I think your analysis of the royal family is what we're promoting. I mean, and then let's go back to and follow for more information on royal families throughout the world with Ed Phillip.
Well, let's go back to Kate, right? So the best thing that happened when William and Kate got married was Pippa showed up in like a white dress or something, right? The sister,
right,
and she's a looker.
Reminded you of that swimming lesson.
Well, I don't. Yeah, but I mean, Pippa's a looker, right? So that got a lot of press. That got a lot of attention to the royal family, right? So everything you hear about, it's always like there's always a controversy or someone's good looking. And the controversy was, I think she wore a white dress, but she looked good in it. And the whole point is they do nothing. They do nothing. So they just write about them, and then we talk about them. It's the biggest joke, waste of money. And apparently they got a lot of jewels and a lot of money. I mean, can you imagine what they could do with that money if they actually, I don't know, did something? I guess it's no different than like the Kardashians and the crap that we have over here now. But I don't know, just ridiculous.
Well, the difference is that they are in some form of control of the government, where the Kardashians are at least like, when we get sick of the Kardashians, somebody else is going to come along. And if you're looking at TV and ratings, you're like, oh, I think the Kardashians are on their way down. We're going to get somebody else to replace them, I'm sure, if they don't pop back up. But you can't replace the royal family till one of them dies, and you already know who's next.
Yeah, but I'm not so sure the royal family has anything to do with government. It's almost like they're the pets of the country. Like we all have our pets.
No, they have some surprisingly powerful government control. They can kill there's certain level of bills that they can just
kill people. They can kill people and get away with it.
People and bills. I don't know about they say people if you listen to the right bloggers, but definitely some of the bills that go through Parliament, they go, no, strike that bill, and it just never gets voted on.
Really? So is that where the conspiracy theorists in Britain they talk about like the bodies that the royal family's taking care of? Is that like a big British conspiracy theory?
I think the biggest one that they have is that they killed Diana because they were sick of her because she was getting all the press after the divorce. That's the big British family conspiracy theory, is that they crashed that car. And then there's a few other people who were related to the family further out who were not very popular, who died by car accident. So it's
interesting.
That's how they do it. Like you can tell I have like external knowledge, like I hear things.
No, you're kind You're kind of like a historian of the royal family with the knowledge you're
Right.
dropping on me. I mean,
Yes,
compared to
yeah.
me, you're a historian of the royal family.
I know the ins and outs of the conspiracies. You know who's in there right now and what they're like. Who's the geeks? Who's the cool ones? Who's the good looking ones? Yeah, we both have. Between the two of us, we're experts.
Yeah, well, and then before we get off this topic, we have to talk about the other guy. What's his name? Prince Philip, right? He's the
Oh yes.
husband. He's the husband of the queen, right? Okay, so I've never figured it. Since you're the historian of the royal family, I'm sure you're going to enlighten me on this one. How is it that he's a prince? He's married to the queen, isn't he a king?
No. That's her younger son. That's
Oh
not
no,
his,
no,
that's not,
no! Prince Andrew's the one. Prince Andrew's the bad guy. Prince Andrew's the one that hangs out with Epstein at the private island and just had settled a lawsuit for sexual assault. That's Prince Andrew. Isn't Philip the Queen's husband? And they call him
I'm
Prince.
gonna
I
have to
think
Google this.
you're not a very good historian.
I don't know. Well, I failed out of Rutgers history.
I mean,
had to go back and get a computer science degree.
I literally think this guy is Prince Charles's dad, and no one talks about him. Like he's the most emasculated man with money in the world. Like name another rich guy. Name another rich guy that's completely emasculated like this. You don't even know who the guy is, and he's the father of Prince Charles, who could be the king, and he gets no respect.
He was the royal consort until he died in 2021. So I guess he married into the bloodline, and so he don't get to be king.
So he was
sucks to be him.
So he was a sperm donor, right? And
yes,
then became emasculated and died in anonymity because nobody even knew who he was. You didn't even know he died. You didn't even know who he was.
No, you're 100% right. So, Prince Philip, we're gonna end the show on the sadness of Prince Philip.
Wait. Just one thing. Imagine how cranky that old man must have been.
Oh my God. Like, she won't die, so he's got to live with her. And if she does die, his son becomes his boss. So he wants her to live. Man, that guy lived longer than I would have. I mean, if I knew that, my wife, But if anyone has an opinion on Prince Philip, it would be Prince Philip with 1 P would be Ed Philip with 2. So that's how we go. I'm Obi Spencer. He is Ed Philip. We have been drinking from the garden hose. Go ahead, like us, follow us wherever you're getting us. We are available wherever you can get your favorite podcasts. We'll be your new favorite podcast. The charm is that we suck.